Hi guys, and welcome back to Completed It Mate. Today I'm going to be doing a little Q&A with you lot. I did one of these a couple of months ago, or maybe a month and a half ago or something like that. But I really want to do these more regularly, so I'm going to try and maybe do a Q&A episode every 6 weeks. I put out a request for your questions on Twitter, and this is what you guys had to ask me. Okay, so Dan at Top Player HD asks, what pushed you to create a YouTube channel? Well, the main reason why I wanted to do this YouTube channel was because I wanted to learn more about filming and directing and editing and creating my own content. As an actor, it's like great being told what to do all the time and being in front of the camera and people think you're brilliant and very funny. But there's a part of me that wants to be more involved in actually creating content, and YouTube felt like a really good way for me to go out and be able to do little videos about anything I wanted to do, video games, and just learning the basics of how to put together a small video. And that's sort of why I did it, and also because it's really fun. I really enjoy doing this. That's pretty much it really. I think I'd suggest that to anyone that wants to start a YouTube channel, is that one, yeah, it is fun. Two, pick something that you want to talk about, and then just be free with it. There's no one, well, I mean, the reaction I've had from you guys has been very, very supportive. I know these videos will hopefully get better. I know they started off really, really bad, those first couple of videos that I filmed on my phone. And you guys helped me with suggestions of what equipment to buy, what software to get, things like that. So it's just been a really, really fun way to learn something. That's pretty much it. At CPK, you might have heard of him. He's one of the YouTube big boys. We're going to be doing something together very, very soon. It's going to be very special, so look out for that. He asks, how do you find the difference between being told what to do in front of the camera versus being able to be yourself? Quite an interesting question. So, being in front of the camera, I sort of go on autopilot because the words are written for me, the jokes are written for me, and I just have to do them. It's like I have a manual telling me what to do. I have a director telling me what to do. Usually a producer and a writer's there helping me, suggesting how I should perform. I do like to have input myself. I do sort of feel in a slightly arrogant way after, you know, being in a hit TV show and being in 2 record-breaking box office smashes off the back of that TV show. I do feel that I've learned quite a lot, and working with the writers of the In-Betweeners especially, you can't help but pick up what they know and how they go about their business. So I do feel that nowadays I do bring experience with me into a project. So, but as regards to being myself, I find being myself really uncomfortable, and it's actually been quite therapeutic doing this because I've never been myself. I've never done like one of those interviews where people ask me about their opinions of things, or Hello Magazine spends the day with James Buckley, or anything like that. I've never done anything like that. I've never been comfortable enough to have an interview with James Buckley, the person. It's always been, hey, what film have you got coming out soon, and what was it like to do that film, and who's your favourite comedic actor at the moment, and things like that. I've never actually been myself in front of people, and people don't actually know me. And so I feel like this has been a nice way to be myself in front of people, and you guys have been really, really nice about that, which I can't actually explain how much it means to me, because I'm very nervous, I'm a very anxious person, I'm very thoughtful, and I'm very, very sensitive, and you know, doing things like this, even though they're fun, it does scare me. It really does scare me. I remember making that first YouTube video. I didn't talk very loudly. I whispered. It was hard to listen to what I was saying. I was literally shaking. I was so nervous, and I didn't really know why. But then, because you guys egged me on and were so nice and supportive, it has made me feel a bit more confident doing these things. I still feel I've got a long way to go, but I'll get there. And the bin men have turned up to take away the bottles. Chris at Chaldinho7891, I hope I'm saying that right. He says, how many years will it take you to complete GTA 3, Vice City and San Andreas at the rate of 30 minutes per week? Yeah, a long time. But I'm not in any rush, and I think half an hour is a nice length for those episodes. I know it actually makes more sense, and most people do like 2 hour long episodes for gameplay, and that, like, I totally get that. I totally understand why they do that, because it does make more sense. But I like to think of how I like to watch YouTube videos. So first and foremost, the best thing about making a YouTube channel is that you make it the way you want it. And I think that half an hour is a nice amount of time to sit there and watch a playthrough. Just once a week, nice and easy. Yeah, it will take a long time to do all those 3 games. It's going to take me ages. It'll probably take me, I assume, well over a year. But I'm not in any rush, and I'm enjoying it, and it's just a little thing you dip into for half an hour each week. Dean McKinney at Dean McKinney 3 says, who do you think is the best game developers and why? Off the top of my head, I have to say Rockstar. There are loads of great game developers and people like 2K, Activision, so many. But for me, Rockstar does stand out. It stands out for being consistently brilliant. They've got a very, very high bar that they've set themselves, and you can always tell when they bring out a game that they try to do better each time. I do feel there's a couple of blips. I do feel there's a couple of games that weren't quite right on Rockstar, and also with the GTA series. I think GTA 4, I don't think that was a very good game, but then they came out with GTA 5 and all is forgiven. So I'd have to say Rockstar. I'm probably wrong, and I'd love to know what you think, so make sure you leave your comments. And there's probably people that I can't think of right now just off the top of my head, but Rockstar, just for consistency, for so many brilliant games that they've created, I'd have to go with them. At Hammer and Talk asks, should we expect more retro titles from you in due course? Yes, definitely expect that. That was what I wanted to do mainly. I know it's been more recent games that I've been talking about so far in the first few months of this channel. It's because I've been waiting for some equipment so I can get the gameplay of the older games easily, and a lot of people that I've bought things from have let me down, and I'm thinking it's been a massive saga. So I think there will be a YouTube episode dedicated to me trying to get the equipment to play retro games in a high quality way to capture the gameplay that you guys can watch as well. Hadders at Andrew Hadland asks, which game are you most looking forward to coming out within the next year? Again, I'm just answering these questions off the top of my head. These are the first time that I've read these questions, so they're very sort of, I'm shooting from the hip. And I have to say, the game that I'm really looking forward to this year is the next South Park game. South Park have had loads and loads of games. Look, I've got some right here actually. They had a few games on the N64 and what's this? This is Chef's Love Shack. They didn't really like make huge waves, but then they came out with that game on the PlayStation 3, Stick of Truth, which was brilliant. It was so much fun. It was so funny, and you can tell that the creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, were heavily involved in the game. So I'm looking forward to the Fractured But Whole. Mark Fitzpatrick at Mark Fitzpatrick 4. 3 people were ahead of you getting that Twitter handle. Sorry, Mark. He asks, what was it like to work with Greg Davis on The Inbetweeners? Really good. Obviously really, really good. He's one of the funniest people I've ever worked with. He's brilliant. His stand-up is brilliant. He has amazingly funny stories and anecdotes. And it was always good fun when he was doing his Mr. Gilbert. It was really, really good fun on the days he was in. I recommend to any of you, if you get the chance, spend some time with him, because your life will be better for it. Will at Will Dunkley _CFC asks, what inspired you to become an actor and why? I guess what made me want to become an actor was watching lots of films. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with films and television. I had a really weird imagination. I was an only child for a long time, and I learned how to amuse myself and play with myself and play with myself. I've said that. And ironically, I ended up playing with myself for a living. No, it's because I'm deeply insecure. I am scared of how boring and how uncool I am as a person. There's nothing particularly interesting about me or that great. So I sort of make up for it by living in a fantasy in my head where I get to be more interesting people that do more interesting things in front of a camera. I think most actors will tell you the same, that ironically that they're very shy, nervous, insecure people. Most actors aren't very confident, and they pick acting as a career to make up for that. I think it's the insecurities. I think it helps make up for that. So I think that's why I became an actor. Matt McMahon at Matty Mc91 asks, Rockstar. Okay, he's putting me in a situation. He's putting me in a hypothetical situation. Rockstar asks you to voice a character for GTA 6. Oh, I wish. Would you want to voice an antagonist or a protagonist? I don't care. I do not care. I'll voice anyone for Rockstar. It would literally be a dream come true. It would be one of the best things I've ever done if I could provide a voice for Rockstar. Granted, I think Danny Dyer used up all the sort of Mockney accent that Grand Theft Auto will allow, but I'd do anything. Those games mean so much to me. I cherish them. They've a place in my heart. I think I'd cry if I got asked to do a voice for Grand Theft Auto. I really do. And finally, last question for today. Tom T at Tom. I think that's how you say his name. Keeping with Grand Theft Auto, he asks, the next GTA ideal location? London or remastered Vice City would be decent. Yes, to London. For me, I would love, they did do a Grand Theft Auto London. I've got it somewhere, I've got it up there somewhere. That would be brilliant, obviously. It would please me. The thing you got to remember is that Grand Theft Auto is a huge global franchise. And I think just because of the way the world is, people like America and want to be American and do stuff in America. Vice City, yeah, that would be great. If they, because I mean, Vice City is my favourite Grand Theft Auto. If they did a new version of Vice City for these gen consoles, for the latest gen, I think that would be brilliant. If it's anything like GTA 5, it's going to be brilliant. So just wherever really. It's competition time, folks, and I am going to be giving away one of these little mini Megadrive consoles. They're absolutely brilliant. They play all your Megadrive games, and also they have 80 games already built in, and they come with 2 controllers. To be in with the chance of winning it, you must subscribe to this channel, tweet or share this video, include me in the tweet, include the hashtag #CompletedItMate. Thank you so much to everyone who submitted a question. If I didn't answer your question, don't worry. As I say, hopefully I'm going to do this again in 6 weeks' time. I think that's a nice way to do these Q&As every 6 weeks. I think that's in my head. That sounds quite like a good idea. Jesus. Why can't I put a sentence together? Please make sure that you've subscribed. Please like and please comment. I read every single one of your comments and I try to reply to as many as possible. Good luck if you enter the competition. It really is a good one. Until next time, I am off. Adios.